Hi y'all, it's Spring with Soaps and Suds and such, and what are we doing today? Well, we're making something tasty. We're going to make an Oreo Delight. Yep, Oreo Delight, not Oreo cake. And what you're going to want to get, a stick of butter or margarine. You're also going to need for sure some Oreos. Can't forget those. Now your Oreos you're going to want to crush. I put mine into a freezer bag and just crush them up like so. And I do have another pack just in case I want to add more because we love Oreos. Yes, we do. Okay, and then you're going to want to have a cream cheese, and yes, this is a store brand. You need it softened, so I'd set it out a little bit before. Okay, you're going to want to have 2 8-ounce things of whipped topping. Yep, store brand. Okay, you can use the Cool Whip. That works wonderful too. It doesn't really matter. And then you're going to want to have 1 box of vanilla pudding, 1 box, and this is instant, and you're going to want to have 1 box of chocolate pudding. So now what we're going to get ready to do is I'm going to get our butter, or if you have margarine that works fine, melted. So I'm going to do that and I'll bring you right back. Okay, I got my bowl set there, and what I'm going to do with clean hands is I'm going to take my crushed Oreos and we'll put some, not all of them, just part of them, in here like so. About half, probably about half is what I'm going to put. I'm just putting some on the bottom, and I probably won't use all of that butter because I'm pretty sure last time I said I was going to use less. So I would go with probably, I would say, a half a stick of butter. So we'll scrap that whole stick and just go with a half a stick. I got it here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it on top of there like so. I just think it had too much butter the last time, so you don't want too much butter. Just a little bit. I wouldn't even go with a half a stick. Be honest with you, 1/4 a stick does it. There you go. Cause see how much I got left. Yeah, probably a 1/4 of a stick. You don't need a whole lot, and it'll be better for you if you don't put all that butter. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to take and pat that mixture down with our hands, or you could use something if you don't want to use your hands. We're just kind of pressing it down in the bottom just a little bit, and it gets in with that butter and it makes kind of a crustiness, like it's kind of like you've got a crust in the bottom. You could do this in a pan also. I've done it in a pan, and it'd be more of the cake look, but I prefer to do it in a nice pretty bowl. There we go. Got that pressed down. I think we need a little bit more butter. Not much. These here are kind of dry. I still think 1/4 of a stick is plenty, because you don't want too much butter. Too much would just makes it a little bit greasier than I like. Okay, I think I got it. Basically just drizzle some butter over it would be my opinion. Okay, now you see my bowl's gone. What you're going to do is pop that in the refrigerator. Just put it in the fridge, until you get your second layer ready. Okay, second layer. This is where you're going to take your cream cheese, put it into a KitchenAid, or you can just use a normal hand mixer if you don't have a KitchenAid. You don't have to have a KitchenAid. and get all your cream cheese like so. Got it off of the package, and I'm going to make sure I get it all in there. Then Cool Whip. You're going to use one whole one, and you could use a 12 ounce for this, because I'm going to use half of that 6 ounce or 8 ounce over there. You know, it doesn't have to be precise, the Cool Whip part of it. But if you do use, you know, a different amount, you might want to write that down, because if you really like it, you know, it could change the flavor if you use a different amount. My bunch will eat it either way. They love the Oreo different delights, and like this one, and the Oreo cake, and they love it all. So I'm going to get all that in there. And then we're going to put half of our other 8 ounce container in there, like so. Okay, we got our other one here. I'm just taking half of it, or close to half, because I have to be precise. Probably a little less than half. That works for me. Okay. Get that off of there like that. Okay. Now, let me close that back up. We'll save that for later. We're going to get this blending. Got it blending. Just get it blended real good. Now I want it incorporated really good, so I cut it up for that. A lot of people don't even never use their KitchenAid on high, but if I want something really mixed well, I will cut her up. Okay, now we need to make sure our sides get in there really good. I probably need to get this way, man. I'm gonna get me my thing for that. Can't remember what it's called. One of these. Yeah. Forget what it's called, but one of those. I just want to make sure it gets blended really good. So, I always scrape my sides good. That way we don't have any chunks of cream cheese that aren't mixed with our Cool Whip. That's what you don't want. You want it incorporated really good together, mixed up nice and thoroughly. Okay. Give it another roll around there. Okay, we're ready to put our second layer now. Normally, I use a bigger bowl, so, you know, this bowl's not quite big enough, so I'm going to bring out a little one that I've got a little bit of crushed up Oreo in the bottom. And we're going to do it too, because normally I use a bigger bowl. I normally use the bowl that I use for my Oreo cake, which is a big green bowl. It's bigger than this one. But it doesn't usually go all the way to the top with this recipe, so that's why I wanted to use this one this time. So you could use a container this size, or you can use the pan, and I would use, if you use a pan, I would use like a 9 by 13 square cake pan or casserole dish or something of that nature. Okay, I'm going to go get our other one. We'll get it done, and then we're going to put the rest back on there. What I did when you weren't looking, looky there. Okay. Pretty little dish. I like pretty little dishes. Bowls. Didn't leave this in the fridge as long as I should have, and you see my cookies want to raise up. Putting them in the fridge with that butter, it kind of makes like a, I want to say a crust. That would be about the best way to, like if you were making Oreo crust for a pie. That's, you know, you would use butter, so it would make it more like a crust. That's exactly what we've done here today. Okay, let's see, that looks about good. Maybe just a tap more right here. And we'll move this one out of the way. We're going to put the rest on this one. Right here. Layers don't have to be perfect. I like it when they're uneven, so that when you look it through like a clear bowl, you can see all the different layers, and they're not perfect. I like that. Now some people might like them perfect, and you could do it perfect if you wanted to. Just spread everything across nice and even, and have it as perfect as you could get it. Splattered everywhere. Okay, and I failed to show you, I did hold back some of that good mixture, and that's for another layer. But now we're going to get ready and do our chocolate pudding. And I'm not sure if I mentioned about the milk, and I hope I didn't tell you wrong, because I've got 2 recipes over here. Yeah, I've got 2 recipes sitting here, so I hope I did not tell you 1.5 or 2.5 cups. It's not 2.5 cups of milk. It is actually, you're going to be using 1 1/4 cup in this chocolate pudding, 1 1/4 cup in the vanilla pudding. So we're going to get ready and pour our milk in. Okay, I got our milk. That's 1 1/4 cups of milk, and I'm using whole milk. And I'm going to get that to mixing up. Start it out low. Let it move it around. And now we're going to turn it up. Sides just to make sure. And in the bottom. do, I usually go from like letting it mix just a little bit on low, and then I'll move it up to 4. Low, by what I mean by low, I'm 2, number 2 on my KitchenAid. And I'll move it up to 4, and then I'll chuck it on up to 6. Then I'll usually scrape the sides, and then cut it back on the 2, and then to the 4. And then we'll see if it's getting thick. Because you want it kind of thick, and it's still really pretty runny. Well, it's thicker than it was. That would work. But I want it a little bit thicker. Okay, let's see. That'll work. Okay. Whoop. That's thick enough. I could stick it in the fridge for a few minutes and it would thicken even more. Let me check it and see. We might do that. No, that's plenty thick enough right there. So with a handheld mixer, I just put it up there on high and till you get it thick. Okay. Now let me get us ready. Okay, we're going to do our little one first. We won't need much for it. I'm just spreading it. You just want to spread a little layer. Okay, well, that works for that one. Now let's get ready to do the other one. Okay, now we can put it in the big one. And I got it on the sides of my, got that cream cheese and that Cool Whip all over the sides. When you're trying to video, it's and you don't have a lot of room, the tripod kind of gets in your way unless you have someone that's holding it for you and just videoing, and I don't have. And all I want is a thin layer. I don't want it real thick with chocolate. Now you could use more chocolate, more chocolate pudding if you like loads of the chocolate. You could actually replace your vanilla pudding with chocolate. But that chocolate will make it even more rich. So I don't want it but so rich. So a nice thin layer is all we need. So yeah, you do this either way. If you don't like chocolate pudding, you can use vanilla for both layers. We tend to like the mix, and so I just do it this way. And I just got chocolate pudding on the side of the glass now. This looks a lot prettier when you're not videoing it. Because you can actually get right up there and see what you're doing. Or if I was trying to be fancy with it, I could get a nice paper towel or a clean cloth and clean off the sides, but I'm not worrying about it. Not fancy. We are country around here. No country. Fancy. Okay, that looks good to me. Now for our vanilla pudding. Pour your pudding powder in there, mix. 1 1/4 cup of milk. Turn that on too. Just let it move it around a little bit there, and then I'll turn it up. Now 4. That's actually 4. While we're letting that blend, we can recap. First, we crush a bag of Oreos. Then, we take half of those, we put it in the bottom of our container, pan. If you use a pan, a 9 by 13 works good. Then we pour, I'm going to say 1/4 of a stick to a half a stick of butter, according to what you like. I didn't like the whole big amount of butter, so I dropped it down. We will use about 1/4 of a stick, so I would say from 1/4 of a stick to a half a stick of butter. You pour that on your Oreos, like we did. We pressed it down in the bottom, stuck it in the fridge, let it set up. Then we mixed our next layer, which was our cream cheese and our Cool Whip. For Cool Whip, you could use 1 12-ounce container, or if you're like me and all you could get was 2 8-ounce containers, just use 1, and a little less than a half is what I used. And blend that really good. Put that on top of your cookie layer, which was your first layer, so that will be your second layer. Then you're going to do your chocolate pudding with 1 1/4 cup of water, and that will be your third layer. And now you are doing your vanilla pudding with 1 1/4 cup of water, or not water, what am I saying, milk, no water, scrap that, milk, 1 1/4 cup of milk for it and the chocolate pudding. Now I used whole milk like I told you. Time to cut that up. And then we'll move it forward. Okay, we're going to scrape the sides. Whoop. A little bit in the bottom. Clean that off of there like that, so we don't lose any pudding. And turn it back on. Now we're on 6. Okay, let's see where we're at. Perfect. And get it off. Everything looks like it's mixed really good. I don't want no powder in there. Okay. And we'll get ready for our next layer. Okay, our little one first. Just putting a thin layer. Now for the main one. Okay. See, that's nice and thick. Turn our bowl around so we can see what we're doing. Okay, our next layer, we're going to put just a little bit of this cream cheese on here, and I hope I can spread it with this thing. There we go. Okay, we'll get this on here. Had some at the door. So I had to deal with that right quick. And get this, well, honestly, if you will put your container in the fridge and let it kind of, the pudding set up just a little bit, this will go a whole lot easier. Whole lot easier. Don't want a whole lot on there anyhow, so I'm just spreading it out. Okay, looks good enough to me. Now let's get this somewhere you can see it. Make sure it's in view good. Doodlebug. And we're just spreading it out thin. Trying to have enough to go all the way across. Sometimes I don't keep out enough. And I have been known to forget to keep out any and have to put a layer of something else. Or just skip that layer, basically. This is a really good one to fix for like Christmas dinners or Thanksgiving or Easter or even birthday parties, or just to have a tree at home. See, we had plenty. Enough to spread it all the way across. Nice layer. Not too much, just right.
We're spreading what on it?
This is our cream cheese and Cool Whip mix. Okay. I'll let my doodlebug put that away for me. And we'll get ready for the next one. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of Cool Whip on top. And this is just our Cool Whip, or whip topping. Just a nice thin layer. Okay, let me get our big one ready. And make sure you can see what I'm doing here. I think you can. Okay, and that was a little bit less than a half a thing of whip topping. Well, a little bit more than a half, yeah, because I didn't even take out a half. So that was a little bit more. Okay, get ready to do our top. Okay, our last layer, my little girl Doodlebug's going to do this. Just hold your bowl over here and just put them all over it. Don't have to be perfect. Just do it however you want to, baby doll. You could actually hold your bowl with that hand if you want to. It might make it easier for you. I'm just trying to make sure that y'all can see for her hand. And when you think you've got enough, you can stop. Don't think you got enough? Well, we've got more that we can crush up if we need to. If you want to put a little bit right here in this open spot, and there's a little open spot right over there, I'll put just a tad in that. 2. Okay, let's get ready for the next one. And on to the big one. Looking good. Looks yummy. Yep, she's getting the holes filled in nicely. Go ahead and put the rest, babe. Here, let me spin it around so that you can see where you've not got any. There you go. Just move them kind of around. There we go. That looks yummy. So, if you enjoyed the video and like watching us make things or do things or whatever we might be doing, do click subscribe, hit that little bell. It'll notify you every time I upload. And I will put the recipe in the description box, or I'll try to if I get time. It may take me a while. But you can layer this any way you want to. You don't have to layer it the way we did, but it's really good. So if you like Oreo creations, the Oreo Delight is one you'll like. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day.